What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful fight fans across the world? And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the rise and fall of Israel Adesanya, man. Why is Israel Adesanya so hated nowadays in between UFC and MMA fans, man? We're going to break it all down today because at first, he was beloved by all, but let's get straight into it now, man. The rise. He goes on his title run when he first joins the UFC. First, he beats Robert Wilkinson, then he beats Marvin Vettori, then Brad Tavares, then Derek Brunson, then Anderson Silva, Kevin Gastelum, interim championship fight, Robert Whittaker. He unifies the middleweight championship strap and becomes actual UFC champion, man. So the Derek Brunson KO is where everybody started hearing about Israel Adesanya. They were like, man, look at this kickboxer that came into the UFC. He's one of the cleanest strikers you'll ever see, man. The Derek Brunson knockout is a beautiful one. And then he had his fight with Anderson Silva, which was literally an IRL anime fight, even though it's pretty cringe when Izzy does the things now. But back then, everybody liked how he was style bender, how he would act like it was an anime fight between him and Anderson Silva, man. All the antics, all the shenanigans, man. Everybody loved it. And then right after that Anderson Silva fight, which was a pretty exciting fight, he had the Kelvin Gastelum fight, man. One of the best title fights ever. One of the best back and forth fights ever, man. Kelvin with her Izzy, Izzy with her Kelvin. And then in the end, man, Izzy gets the strap, the interim belt. And then he unifies the belt against Robert Whittaker, the reigning, defending middleweight champion of the world, man. And KOs him. KOs him nasty. And Izzy always had the coldest celebrations at this time, the coldest walkouts. He was on his rise to be one of the biggest stars of the UFC, and he has become one of the biggest stars of the UFC. But where did this all go sour, man? This is where it all started going sour. So, his first title defense against Yoel Romero. One of the stinkiest, babinkiest fights you'll ever see, man. It really was. But after this, he has the Paulo Costa fight, which we're going to get into. Hold on, but then after the Paulo Costa fight, he has a bunch of boring title defenses, man. Jared Cannonier, boring fight. Marvin Vettori, another boring title defense, man. Just jabs and leg kicks the whole fight. Even though nobody can KO Marvin Vettori, man, it's impossible. But then he rematched Robert Whittaker for the second time, and most people thought that Robert Whittaker won this fight. A lot of people thought that Robert Whittaker got 3 rounds off of Israel Adesanya. So a lot of people were like, Izzy's not even the champ, man. Why does he still have the strap? Robert Whittaker won that fight. And then he moves up to fight Jan Blachowicz in the light heavyweight division and takes an L because he was just too small for that division. He's not built for light heavyweight. He's built for middleweight, man. And he just got ragdolled, got outstriked the whole fight, man. Izzy didn't look too good in that fight, but in between the Yoel Romero fight and another fight, there was this. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to get into the MMA Guru revelations, man. So you see this beautiful man in the top right there. MMA Guru, man. He exposed a lot of crazy things about Israel Adesanya, man. Made a lot of videos about Israel Adesanya. And people have to give MMA Guru his respect, man, because he has a lot of influence on the MMA community. He has created a lot of storylines in the MMA community. Israel Adesanya, Ian Gary, John Jones, man. MMA Guru, man. He's a legend of the YouTube game, man. Shout out MMA Guru. I love you, Piggy. But first, Israel Adesanya, man. Representing China before when he was a kickboxer. Just really weird, man. He's like, there was a weird video of him saying, oh, I might be black on the outside, but inside I'm Chinese, which is crazy. That video is kind of crazy, I'm not going to lie. And also that he's fighting out in New Zealand, but he represents Nigeria. It's just really weird, man. And then all the dog allegations, man. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say because I like uploading videos to YouTube. I don't want them all to get taken down, but if you know, you know. And also how Israel Adesanya would always talk about his upbringing, how it was tough, how it was hard. His family had to work really hard to get him to where he was. But MMA Guru exposed that this guy had servants in his house in Nigeria. They would bathe him. Israel Adesanya didn't know how to bathe himself until he was like 8-9 years old. Which a lot of people say that, but I feel like life in Nigeria is different. But I don't know. I'm not there, so I can't say much. But the MMA Guru, man, he created a lot of narratives against Adesanya, and a lot of people started hating Israel Adesanya after this. Mainly the dog allegations and the China representing China those are the main things that people don't like about Israel Adesanya. And also how in press conferences he would be kind of cringy, man. At first it was cool, the lines he would drop, the bars he would drop, man, on Anderson Silva, on Robert Whittaker. It was pretty cool, but then it just started getting a little cringy, man. Frozen like Elsa. Ugh, yeah, yikes, man. But after this, man, even though all these storylines were coming about against Israel Adesanya, man, during one of his press conferences with, I believe it was the Jared Cannonier fight, his lifelong rival, Alex Pereira, man, was going to face Sean Strickland, which is just crazy to think of what's happened between all of them now. But back then, Sean Strickland was barking at Izzy, man. The whole press conference, he was like, oh, this man knocked you out back in the day, Israel Adesanya. Even because Alex Pereira knocked him out in kickboxing, and he's up 2-0 on him in kickboxing. Sean Strickland talked a lot of crap, but then he got knocked out. So we thought that storyline was over. But then Alex Pereira, man, he got the title shot off of that fight. And he gave the first Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira fight one of the best fights you'll ever see, man. Israel Adesanya almost KOs Alex Pereira in the first fight. In the first round, he almost got him. But then Alex Pereira somehow survives. He loses probably 3 rounds of the first 4 couple rounds to Israel Adesanya. And then gets the most clutch KO in the 5th round, man. The whole MMA YouTube community was geeked, man. They all loved seeing Izzy win, man. Everybody was like, oh my God, Alex Pereira. This is the new guy on the block, man. And we all know Alex Pereira now. He's literally the face of the UFC, so it's just crazy to think of how, what all the stuff that has transpired since that fight, which really wasn't that long ago. Maybe like 2 years ago, maybe like a year ago. Crazy, man. But then Israel Adesanya gets his immediate rematch against Alex Pereira and knocks him out cold. Has the coldest celebration in UFC history, man. That's the coldest one, post-fight celebration, man. He gives one of the best post-fight speeches ever, man, after he knocks out Alex Pereira. One of the best post-fight speeches you'll ever see, man. And it was just amazing, man. Everybody thought Israel Adesanya, at this point, he's unstoppable, man. He KO'd Alex Pereira. He set the record straight, even though they should run it back maybe one more time, but I don't know. He really set the record straight, man. This guy does not have my number. He's not going up 4-0 on me. 3-1, man. And he got a nasty KO on Alex Pereira. Put him out cold for a couple of minutes, man. It was a really nasty KO. And everybody thought Izzy was on top of the mountain, man. Nobody can defeat this guy. And he was supposed to fight Dricus du Plessis after this, man. They yelled at each other at UFC 290. We knew what Israel Adesanya was calling Dricus du Plessis, man. I can't repeat that, but Dricus was saying, I might be African, but I'm no brother of yours, son. That's his most iconic line now, and that line has aged very well because we're in the current Israel Adesanya era, man. A year ago, loses to Sean Strickland, gets completely outclassed, loses literally every round to Sean Strickland, gets hurt so badly in the first round, almost finished in the first round of their fight, and then just loses every round after that, man. Really didn't look like the Israel Adesanya we all know, even though it's mainly just Sean Strickland's style. He's not a good style matchup for Israel Adesanya, and yet I feel like Israel Adesanya underestimated him. The whole world was underestimating Sean Strickland, man, and he came out and got the W. It was crazy to watch. It was a crazy fight to watch, and now, after a year off, he comes back to fight Dricus du Plessis since DDP beat Sean Strickland. He comes back. One of the greatest, it was a great fight leading up to the finish, man, until DDP clipped him. The DDP, he won round 1. It literally happened last night, so it's so clear in my head. He won round 1, he won round 2, and then you can see Izzy was slowly taking over with the body shots, man. The 3rd round, I think Izzy took that one. The 4th round, Izzy was winning until he got clipped. And then he got clipped in DDP, man. He's insane. He's literally just a finisher. He saw the finish. He clipped Izzy, dragged him down, threw some punches at his head, and just get the hooks in, sunk in the choke. It was amazing performance by Dricus du Plessis, man. And, come on, we're in the current Israel Adesanya era. This is the era that we're in now, man. This might be the downfall of Israel Adesanya. I know he said he might be back, man. He did look great last night. He looked great until he got clipped. But I don't know, man. I don't know where Izzy's career is going to go now. Man, just give him to Sean Strickland, man. Sean Strickland, get out of here, man. He fought, give the title shot to to Robert Whittaker after he KOs Hamzat. But, yeah, this is the current Izzy era we're in, though. I don't know how I feel about it, man, because Israel Adesanya was one of the most beloved MMA fighters ever, man. He was one of the best champions to watch. And then just his downfall with the Yoel Romero fight, and then all the boring title fights he had after that. And people were saying that he robbed Robert Whittaker in their second fight, man. To what we have now, man, everybody just hates this man, Israel Adesanya. They don't like him. They don't like the way he speaks, man. They don't like all the allegations against him with all the weird dog stuff, with all the China stuff, with the rich kid stuff. But all I gotta say about Israel Adesanya, man, like him or not, you're watching this man fight, man. One of the best MMA fighters to ever do it, man. He really is. And like Israel Adesanya, man. Israel Adesanya, I don't know. Outside of the cage, man, maybe I used to be a big fan of him, but outside of the cage, not too big of a fan no more, man, because just too many shenanigans nowadays. But inside of the cage, man, come on. You're watching Israel Adesanya fight, man. One of the best to ever do it, man. One of the biggest influences on the sport, man. Since after Conor McGregor and since John Jones was out for so long, the biggest star that the UFC had for a while was Israel Adesanya. So let me know, man, what you guys think of Israel Adesanya's career. Do you think he's going to come back and have another fight against anybody, man? Who do you think he's going to match up good against? Who do you think he's going to get matched up against, man? I don't know. I don't know where Izzy's career is going to go. I really thought he was going to retire last night because I feel like if he's not fighting for the title, he doesn't want to fight. So let me know what you guys think. But thank you all for tuning in, man. We're almost at 100 subscribers, man. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you like videos like this, man. I'll upload videos like this every time. Leave a like, man. Turn notifications on for videos like this almost every single day, because I'm dropping videos like this almost every day, man. For entertainment every day, sub up to my channel. Turn that bell on, man. And yeah, that's it for this video. Israel Adesanya's downfall. And I'll see you in the next one, man.